Hi, hey, and all those other greetings, Spin adventurers. I'm Jake Spins, welcoming you guys back to my gaming and unboxing channel, where today we have another Amiibo unboxing. That's right, it's been 3,000 years since we've seen any Amiibo come out, or, a few months, but we're gamers, so it doesn't matter. It could be 3 days, it's been 3,000 years. But anyway, we have some new Smash Brothers Amiibo, and I believe this is actually the last two Amiibo for the base roster of the Smash Brothers Ultimate game for Amiibo. Now, I've heard a lot of people being afraid of, well, what about the DLC fighters? Piranha Plant got an Amiibo, but we haven't seen Joker, we haven't seen Banjo, we haven't seen Hero. Are they not coming? Guys, they just wanted to finish the base roster. They wanted to make sure that all the new fighters and the returning fighters that did not have Amiibo had Amiibo first, and then focus on the 12 that are coming. And as I've said multiple times, you gotta make sure you get the licensing and the actual renders down before you can actually start building the Amiibo. So I'm sure once we find out who the character for Fighter Pass 2 is for the first character, I'm sure that's when we're going to get the announcement of the Joker and maybe the Hero Amiibo, depending on how many heroes we get, because we might get a player, up to player 4 Amiibo. We just don't know. But anyway, though, before we get too far into the future and start talking about the next Smash Brothers game and however many years, let's focus on right now, right here, and right today. Right today? Alright, well, whatever, Spins. But, anyway, just gonna give a little bit of a pre-warning. I know nothing about the series that these Amiibo come in. I know, what a shocker. An Amiibo video where Spins has no valuable information of the characters. That hasn't happened in forever. Yeah, I get it. It happens a lot. But yes, we have more Amiibo that I know nothing about. But I'm still going to try to open them anyway. So first off, I feel like starting off with a character that literally basically nobody knows about. That is Richter. Now, if you wonder why I say that, if you guys remember for the Simon reveal, everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's Simon Belmont. I'm such a huge Castlevania fan. And then it went to Richter, and basically everyone was like, who's this? And all the Castlevania fans were like, ha ha, you've been caught in a lie. But I was just like, all right, well, that's cool. People were predicting him. People were wanting Simon. And then they just figured, well, let's just add Richter, because that's pretty cool. Let me know, do you guys use Richter? I actually haven't played Simon that much, and I played Richter even less. But I'm sure at some point I will play more of him, just because, he's wearing blue. That's cool for something. But anyway, though, before I get another tradition... Ow! Okay, that's thicker cardboard this time. That's great. Either that or my finger is just weaker. It's I've been slacking, guys. My box. Oh shoot! I know that makes a lot of you guys nervous when I use my finger to do that, and it was a rough start, but I tore that thing wide open. Yo, you thought Sonic cracking Eggman wide open in Sonic Heroes was bad? Well, not bad, but like decent? Yo, look at that. That was quicker than Sonic beating up Eggman. Let's go. And it's not going to be a Spins video unless I reference Sonic. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about him, except for I'm really hoping that we can actually get a decent showcase of this Amiibo, because whenever there's a human proportion, or I guess Gaston proportion in this case, it does make it a little bit harder to see, but this isn't a Zero Suit Samus Amiibo, so I'm sure that it'll be fine and you guys will be able to, or it'll be super blurry and we'll have to do something like moving the Wii U gamepad. Oh, well, that's shiny. That's bright. There we go. We'll pretend somebody's being sponsored, and then maybe we'll secretly get money from them or something. No, that's not gonna happen. Also, if it was a secret, I'm pretty sure that would be illegal. But here we go, guys. We have Richter right here, which he does not want to unblur, does he? This muscular man. He wants to be shown, but the camera does not want to see him. That's so unfortunate. They were a bad sponsor. But, alright, well, I guess I'll just grab the box for Richter then. But let's look at this Amiibo right now. So, sorry that you guys can't really see him. But of course he's got his, I have no idea where to start. But he's got his Gaston figure, as we have seen. Apparently, he will get no sun. And maybe the way I do this is by blinding myself with all the reflections to make it work. Maybe. But for his chain, he actually has it different from Simon. If you guys remember, for Simon, he had it kind of like lassoed in front of him, and it looked really cool. But for Richter, he's got it kind of over his shoulder a little bit. I mean, if physics were to happen, that would probably uncoil pretty quick and hurt his wrist. But, I mean, hey, how can you judge a guy that he knows how to use a whip and a ball and chain? It's a great thing to be out of. Anyway, though, he's got his blue outfit, and how did I never realize that Richter has pants? I don't think Simon does, but I just realized Richter wears pants. I know, so revolutionary. But he's got his little stitchings to close up the coat. Sorry, this is just going to be way easier to do it this way, even though you guys can't see. You guys can't see either way. But he's got his belt right there with his dagger, and his dagger is in just a regular brown sheath. He's got some belts on his arms. Why do you have that? And then he has like this thing, maybe like to hold something, because I was thinking maybe like a backpack strap type thing, but he doesn't really have a backpack. Oh, this is an ancient back brace. Okay. That's what that is. Or it's one of those, you guys know in medieval times where they have that clap thing where you put your hands in, kind of like a wooden handcuff, but a lot bulkier, and you can't move anywhere. Maybe that's what it is. It's a portable one of those. Or he just cut off the top of his suitcase and just stitched it to the back of his jacket, because it kind of also looks like that. And then on his boots, you've got the boot straps right there. Nice brown color. And yeah, he's got bandana. And of course, his face actually, you guys can't see it, but it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice face. You know, looking at the old ones, like the paint, the touch-up paint, the really small type of details are a little bit sloppy and harder to see, but you can see the higher quality put in here because, well, I can, you guys can't, unfortunately. But the pupils are super, super tiny, and it actually looks like normal human eyes. So it actually looks pretty decent. Sorry that I didn't have much to say about Richter, but, you know, sometimes you just don't know. But next up is Dark Samus. Woo! Had to do some tricks. Oh, and she's fighting Dark Pit on her box. That's pretty neat. So let's open up Dark Samus. Make you guys even more nervous again. That's what I'm here for. Not to entertain you, but to make you nervous. Ah. Just got spiked by the plastic. I didn't know Amiibo Box's new high-level Smash Brothers tech. Well, I guess it makes sense, you know. Gotta have somebody be a mentor before it's sold, I guess. Alright, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are you bending? What is happening? I'm trying to take you out of the plastic. Okay, well that's nerve-wracking. Look, as I was taking Dark Samus out of the plastic, the body of it was literally moving with the plastic, and I was like, that seems a little flimsy. And to be honest, the Amiibo does seem a little bit smaller, but that's alright. So I'm going to give kind of a hot take here. Alright, so I like the render of Dark Samus inside of Smash Ultimate, but I don't like the look of it on the Amiibo. It doesn't show really well in camera. So when I first saw it on camera for multiple different things, for like the Smash presentation, for when people were just showing pictures of it, to me it just looked like just straight up darkness. Like it mostly looked like black, but you do have a lot of blue in there, and you guys can't see the texture, but the texture is kind of this rough, bumpy type of thing, and it's got the veins. You guys have seen the render of Dark Samus, and it's supposed to look like that, but honestly, I feel like the Amiibo would have fared better had they just not added the texture. Had they just done like a plain look where it looked like black Samus with blue highlights just kind of floating, and then maybe you had like a little bit of texture, maybe it would have been okay. But this is fully textured, and it looks weird. It looks like an Aquaman villain, but like not. I don't know. Like it kind of reminds me of like a Black Manta, but Black Manta doesn't have the texture. I think I only think that because it looks like a water texture. It doesn't look like what it's supposed to. And honestly, a lot of these higher looking ones look really nice, and I do really like them, and I appreciate this, like all the Amiibo, but it just looks kind of bland. Like even the original Samus Amiibo looked better in my opinion. I don't know, is that a hot take? Is that just me, or do you guys feel the same way? Because to me, it just, The cool thing, though, is that seeing it in person, you do at least get to see a few more details. Now, again, I know it's a little bit harder to see. I don't have great quality in camera stuff, and the lighting's not perfect, but hopefully you guys can see that there are some blue highlights as well as some blue ridges that are in there. And while I don't appreciate or really care for, I guess I should say, all of the design decisions, I will say I do appreciate how nice the amount of detail is inside of this Amiibo. Because they're seriously, like, for every single detail, like the laser cannon having a blue highlight, which is probably the easiest thing to see. On the arm, there's the blue ridges, and then even on the legs themselves, there's a few blue ridges to actually look like the thing. And, wait, is that? Oh, okay, you just can't see the texture on the box, which is really weird. But yeah, even if you look at the actual artwork, there's really not that much texture now that I think about it. It's more so just the look of the pattern being more dusty. So I feel like they added way too much texture on this Amiibo. Like somebody messed up and they were like, we'll just keep it like that, you know? And they could have just figured it would be an easier way to do that design. And I mean, if they did, that's fine. It's just that I'm just not the biggest fan of it. Oh, and look at, I just found a really cool detail. So the paint is actually black, but the way the light shines on it, when you turn it around, the reflections, again, it's not going to show on camera, but the reflections are like an indigo-ish color, like a purple indigo. And I thought that was just ingrained into it, but no, that's the actual paint of it that's in there. And because of the way the angles are and the way the lighting is, it's just reflecting that way. So if I have anything to recommend for the Dark Samus Amiibo, it's that if you are considering getting this figure, you need to see it in person. Even though I am seeing it in person, and I am saying it's not completely bad. There's some really good design choices in this. I can't get past that whole bumpy texture look, and it just looks kind of gross. I'm sorry, Nintendo, but I just feel like you kind of missed the ball a little bit on this one. But either way, you make a lot of Amiibo, and for the amount of Amiibo that you make, you put as much detail as physically possible, to the extent of like anime figures. Because anime figures are very notorious for it, and I feel like Amiibo are in that same category of they have a lot of details that you'd never really need to see, but they put them in there anyway just as like a neat touch and just to make it as polished and as quality driven as physically possible. Anyway, though, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Sorry that we kind of stumbled on Richter a little bit, which kind of how people reacted. But to be fair, I did try to intro this video like 20 times. It's not really an exaggeration either. And kind of had some troubles with it. But hey, you know, things happen. The Amiibo are unboxed though, so all is well that ends well, right? So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, share this out with everyone known love. Brother, mother, sister, father, iguana. And I hope to see you next time. Keep your toes safe. Is it very obvious that I've not played that much Metroid games and don't know anything about the Metroid soundtrack? Because, yeah, probably 100% sounds like I have no idea what I'm talking about, or mumbling or humming or whatever. That'd be because I don't. So, yeah. Alright. Bye, guys.